This is what is left of a town in Great Abaco Island, Bahamas. Look at this. Look at this, obliterated. Homes gone, roofs, cars. The level of the water is stunning. This is the first time we are seeing how bad it really was. Meteorologist Jennifer Gray is with me, and when we were talking before, and Salvation Army estimated 13,000 houses gone, that number will go up.
Oh yeah, it will go up. Unfortunately, the death toll will probably go up as well. Yeah. Hearing the stories, it looks like tornado damage. I mean, this storm had the winds of what, an EF4 tornado, and imagine a tornado sitting on the same spot for several days. And that's the kind of damage that you're seeing. On top of that, you add the water.
It reminds me of when I jumped in a helicopter last October and was over the Florida Panhandle in Mexico Beach. I mean, this is just even far, it appears from this aerial view, so much larger, right? The wide swath of devastation. Obviously, they're shooting down from this helicopter over Great Abaco Island. And again, we don't know the specific location. We don't know if this is Marsh Harbor or elsewhere, but it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and I don't think it's even going to be specific to one area, like you said. I mean, I think this damage is going to be so widespread as we're able to get into more areas, not only in the Abacos, but as well as Grand Bahama Island. I think a large portion of those northern Bahamas, it will look a lot like this, no matter where you go. It's incredibly sad, and it's excruciating to watch, as you said.
Right now, it's about the same distance it was yesterday from the coastline, 100 miles from Fort Pierce. Yesterday it was about 105 from down in areas of West Palm. But now let's take a look at this, because each time this storm goes through what we call an eye wall replacement cycle. That's where it can only sustain its strength for so long, and those winds, as it goes through that cycle, extend outward, and they stay there. And this happens every day and a half or so, and then those tropical storm winds go out, and they go out further and further. So right now, hurricane winds are out 50 miles. We think at its closest approach, Cape Canaveral, this could be about 80 miles, which is better than 35 to the coast yesterday. Tropical storm force winds are out 130. So this is going to create several elements as we watch this in the next couple of days as it rakes itself up the entire coastline.
And tell us about the threat as Dorian starts to move up the coastline.
Okay, well, we still have our track, which thank goodness has been in our favor, east, of course, away from the Florida coastline, but it's still going to be at its closest approach and you get up to the Carolinas, maybe within 30, 35. First thing we want to look at is when the Carolinas and Outer Banks, therefore they've got their evacuations to be underway soon. First of all, it's the rainfall. They've had an extremely wet August and a wet year. The ground in Florida cannot take much more. Because the system is down to the south, hour after hour of these feeder bands with thunderstorms, and some of these could see one community just drenched with heavy rain and the next community not so much in between these bands, then the system has to pull northward. So it's hour after hour and a couple of days of this. The storm surge is getting better now on the coast of Florida, but now because of the curvature of the Carolinas and that coastline, we're looking at that 4 to 7. Now the winds, we're getting near, we've got into the tropical storm force range from Cape Canaveral to Daytona. You move northward, and then we're going to start to see hurricane force wind gusts as we get closer to the Carolinas because of the close proximity and again because of the curvature. We're not through with this. A good reminder for everyone on the coastline to go outside and double check that loose items are not around, furniture, lawn equipment, you name it, tie it all down.
We were walking out to a staging area where they're bringing people in from the communities out here that have been flooded, sometimes one at a time. You can see there are still hurricane force winds and rain coming down on us, and yet these people are going out and pulling people from their houses, from on top of their houses, and saving their lives. Look, there's a little baby here. They're a boy. They're covering up and protecting. Here, I assume, is his mother. Come through. Good job. And they're going on a jet skis because sometimes the boats. Ma'am, how are you doing? How are you doing? You made it. You're safe.
Yeah.
How high did the water get?
It was up to the first floor.
You're safe now.
Yeah.
So as she was saying, the water was up to the first floor of her house. Many people here have told us that the water came in so quickly into this neighborhood. You would not be able to tell from what you're looking here, but there are hundreds of houses back there. And the only way to get the people from the houses is from small boats and jet skis. What's going on?
Yeah, we're trying to do the rescue here in Freeport after the hurricane.
How many people are out there still?
A few hundred.
A few hundred.
Yeah, a lot of homes are over here.
And it's tough to get out there and get them.
It's tough.
How long are you going to keep doing it?
Until we get everybody. We Bahamians. We're not going to stop until we get everybody in.
This is all volunteer. People are coming, they're bringing their jet skis, they're bringing their boats. They're going to get their neighbors, they say. Everyone says they know of people. They say it's very hard to navigate because there are, of course, no more streets. And yet they are doing it. You don't see anybody from the government here. It is all very ad hoc. People coming with what they have, the jet skis they have. They are dealing with horrible weather conditions. It's not safe to be out on a boat right now. It's not safe to be out here at all. And yet they say they know there are people out there. There are people who've lost their lives out there, we are told. They brought back at least one body. And they say they will not stop until they get everybody. They have hours, if not days, of work ahead of them.